Cowbird by Jae Ess. Chapter 11. The Gun. Furious with myself, humiliated, I stride back to the house, doing my best to scrub the tears from my face before I run into anyone. Fortunately, I pass unseen by my family or the house staff, and come into the safety of my room without embarrassing myself further. I don't want to think of it, all the words I said to Sam earlier. Telling him about my insecurities being raised alongside siblings who don't resemble me in the least. Why should he have to listen to me cry about something like that? Am I an idiot? More importantly, I let my feelings get in the way, and I completely missed my opportunity to interrogate Sam about the man he killed the other night. Never mind, I tell myself, wiping my eyes one last time as I seat myself at my desk. I've found enough clues for one day, with my discovery of the tree Ben climbed on the day of Louise's party. I still have no idea what it means, but I write detailed notes about it just the same. Finished with that, I rise, weary, feeling gritty after climbing the tree and covered in sap. I make the split decision to take a bath and walk into the adjoining bathroom to draw one for myself. I strip out of the mannish clothing I was wearing and toss it all in the hamper, leaving my glasses on the counter. Hopping in the shower first, I wash myself quickly and leave the shower to wrap a towel around my head. Then I turn off the tap to my bath and sink into the deep tub. I lean my head back with a sigh, letting the hot water work its magic on my tense muscles. It feels so good, I could cry. And I do. Only a little. Only for a minute. I learned long ago there wasn't much point in crying. It's not like anyone ever cared if I did, or stopped to soothe me. Even when I was a child, the only one who ever had time for my tears was grandfather. Forget about Sam, I tell myself. You were letting yourself get a little too close to him anyway. It's not like you to go around making friends, imagining yourself in love. After all, who could ever love a cowbird? I bend forward in the tub, holding myself around the middle, face hovering just over the water so my tears fall straight into the bath. Like this I cry with my eyes squeezed shut, my teeth bared in an ugly snarl. It hurts so much. Someone tell me why my heart hurts so much. I don't know how much time passes before my tears run out. My bath feels lukewarm, and I splash around a little, rinsing my face of tears, snot, and saliva. A little refreshed, I suck a deep breath, pull the plug, and rise, going over to the wall where a plush bathrobe is waiting for me. I stop before the mirror to view my reddened eyes. I look hideous, but that's nothing new, I think derisively. I apply a little cream to my face and neck, patting it in. Then I take the towel from my head and shake out my hair, running a brush through it to smooth the tangles. It lays flat against my scalp, so flat it's almost comical. I've never been able to do a thing with my hair. It doesn't have even the slightest bit of wave, and there's not been a pin invented yet that will stick in it. With a forlorn sigh, I leave the mirror and open the door that joins with my bedroom. And I stop short. There, before the crackling fireplace, kneels a familiar figure. Louise? She starts at the sound of my voice and rises to face me. What are you doing in my room? Is it my fault you don't lock your door? She scoffs. You were burning something, I realize, and my eyes travel automatically to my desk. My notes, I gasp, looking back to her. Louise sneers at me. Were you having fun playing detective, Cowbird? Snooping around in other people's lives, pretending you were the heroine in your own little paperback novel? You disgust me. What did I write? I ask her. What was in those notes that scared you so much you felt you had to burn them? Louise goes scarlet with indignation. She sticks out her finger, and her whole body trembles as she shakes it at me in warning. Stop poking around about the day of the party. Drop all your investigations. If you don't, her eye twitches, I'll make you sorry you were ever born. Louise leaves me standing alone in my room, staring at the blazing fireplace. My notes. All the clues I'd gathered. All my thoughts on the investigation. Destroyed. But not gone, I decide. They still exist in my head. Without wasting even another moment, I cross the room, bolt my door shut, and go to my desk to pull out fresh sheets of paper. Once again I scrawl names atop each sheet, writing down every detail of my investigation I can remember. And now, at the bottom of Louise's page, I pen the following. Burned my notes. Threatened me to drop the investigation or else. She's scared, I think, leaning back in my chair. Why? What has Louise got to lose? She's won the lottery with her good looks and family fortune. She's scored herself the son of one of the most influential men in the country for her fiancé. Her whole life is like a wonderful rosy painting, with not even a single detail out of place. So why was she late to Father's toast? She was so excited about her pre-engagement party, so insistent every last detail go exactly according to plan. It doesn't make sense she'd be late to her own toast. Not when she so enjoys being the center of everyone's attention. Louise. She burned my notes and threatened me. But, like Ben, she has a lot to learn about her big sister if she thinks something like this is going to keep me from uncovering the truth. I don't go to the annex tonight. Don't even leave my room. I have my dinner sent up and go to bed early, exhausted after running on nothing but caffeine and adrenaline for the last few days. I wake after a solid 12 hours of sleep, feeling refreshed. Dressing myself in a gown of trademark black, I'm just stepping out to head down to breakfast when I spy a dull gleam on the floor across the hall. A gun? My heart races as I draw up to it, squatting on the floor beside the weapon. What's this doing here? I can't even begin to imagine. I sit beside the gun for a long time, hugging my knees, considering the implications. After staring at it for a good 5 minutes, I finally decide to pick it up gingerly by the handle, pinching it between 2 fingers as I rise to my full height. Miss Francis? I yelp, nearly dropping the weapon. Hiding it instinctively in my skirts, I turn to find Susan standing there. Is everything all right, miss? Yes, I say quickly. I've been a bit on edge recently, forgive me. That's quite all right. But did you drop something, miss? If you need help finding it. Just my handkerchief, I say quickly, awkwardly. I don't know how to act naturally in this situation, with a gun gripped in my fist. I suppose this is one incident where I should be glad I'm ordinarily awkward, since it seems my behavior didn't rouse her suspicions. She only smiles at me, half nervous, half dismissive, and continues on her way. She rounds the corner, and I heave a sigh of relief. Then I pull the gun out and examine it again. I know very little about guns. From the revolving chamber, I think this is what they call a revolver, capable of shooting 6 rounds, but I wouldn't know the first thing about loading it, or shooting it for that matter. But there's one person I can think of that would. Without stopping to grab a coat, I hurry straight out of the house into the icy morning air. The sky is pale blue, the trees nearly bare, and the grass covered in a thin layer of frost as I run across the lawn, straight for the garage. Sam! I burst upon the building, going over to his door to knock. Sam, wake up! His door opens, and I'm greeted by a bleary-looking mechanic. His chin is dark with a 5 o'clock shadow, and his shirt hangs unbuttoned over a thin, off-white tank top. Met with his figure like this, I'm recalled rather abruptly to our visit yesterday, and to the melodramatic way in which I ended it. I didn't give myself a chance to explain my outburst, or to apologize for it. When I think of it, I could die from embarrassment. Miss Porter, he blinks at me. It's 7 a.m. Sorry, I say, shaking myself. Sorry, but I had to see you. Can I come in? Without waiting for his answer, I push past him inside to his little room. Shut the door quickly. Lock it if you can. What's this all about? He asks, turning to me after bolting his door shut. This, I say, and I pull the revolver from my pocket to lay it on his table. Sam's eyes widen as he views it, and he blinks a little of the sleep out of them. Where'd you get this? I found it on the floor, just outside my room. Your room? Just this morning. I nod. It's not yours, is it? He gestures to his gun hanging in a holster from the wall. But you can tell me what kind of gun it is, right? He picks the weapon up, turns it over in his hands. It's not new, he says after a few moments' consideration. Smith & Wesson, 38 caliber, 6-shooter. He fingers the trigger. Double-action revolver. You really have no idea whose this is? I shake my head. Ben and Father are the only ones who keep guns, but I think Ben's is a pistol. And Mr. Porter? I don't know. I only know he keeps a revolver in his safe. It used to belong to my grandfather. There are initials engraved in the handle. S.P. Stanley Porter, my grandfather. Then it is Father's gun. But why would it be out of his safe? Do you know the combination? I shake my head. No. No one does. Except Father. Oh, I say, straightening. Remember something? There may be one other person. I should get back to the house. Miss Porter. He reaches his hand out to clasp mine before I can pocket the gun. I look up, startled. What? You should be careful with that thing. Look, see this lever here? That's the safety. So long as it's switched in this position, it won't go off. But if you take it off and pull back the hammer, he gives me a demonstration, pointing the gun at the wall. It will shoot. Keep 2 hands on the handle if you find yourself in that situation, and keep your eyes open. I nod solemnly, trying to picture myself firing a gun and failing. Thank you, I say when he puts the safety on the gun and hands it back to me, handle first. Sam looks back at me seriously, a worried look on his face. Are you all right? Of course, I say, straightening a little beneath his scrutinizing gaze. Why wouldn't I be? Sam doesn't say anything, but I get the feeling he's referring to yesterday's emotional display. Look, don't worry about me, all right? I say a little awkwardly. I get upset sometimes. I fall down, but I always get back up again. I've made it till now, haven't I? He smiles faintly. You have. You're very strong. Not really. You are. Incredibly strong and level-headed. I laugh a little. That's the first time anyone's ever said I was level-headed. Usually they accuse me of the opposite. Well, they're idiots, he says simply. Oh, I say softly. Oh. Sam's eyes soften meaningfully, summoning warmth to my cheeks. I turn quickly before my imagination has a chance to run away with me and imagine things I shouldn't. I should go. Take care, Miss Porter. And if you find yourself even thinking of doing anything dangerous, call me first so I can be there to back you up. I will, Sam. Thank you. I spend a long, contemplative day inside. Grandfather's gun sits on my desk, and I go back to it from time to time, practicing holding it as Sam taught me. I still can't imagine a scenario where I'd ever have to use it, but I suppose with all that's been going on around here lately, it's not unwise to be prepared. It's late, sunset, when I finally get the news she's awake. Mother. She slept the entire day away. I go to her room to find her dressed in a long white satin nightgown, She sits in the window seat, staring blankly out at the deepening shadows, her wavy blonde hair falling around her shoulders. As always, she is as beautiful as an angel, though I can't help but notice the glass of amber-colored liquid on the seat beside her, nearly empty. She's already drunk. Frances. She turns her glazed look on me and I halt my approach, still several feet from her. What are you doing here? I wanted to speak to you, Mother. About this. I pull the revolver from my pocket. Mother stares at it for a moment. Then she smirks. Thought I remembered getting that out last night. Damn gun. Where'd I drop it? I found it in the hall. Just as well, she sighs, glancing down at her faintly trembling hands. I probably wouldn't be able to pull off the shot anyway. Her words, delivered so carelessly, send ice water shooting through my veins. Who were you trying to kill? I can't remember now. Myself, maybe. Mother! Or that tramp, Edith Appletree. You're wrong about them, Mother. Father's not sleeping with Edith. Then why does he spend all his time with her? She turns her rage on me. My eyes begin to sting as tears spring to them, but I hold my ground beneath her furious glare. Because he's frantic. He's about to lose the company. He's doing everything he can to stop it all from falling apart. Mother stares at me. What? For the past few years he's been sinking his money into more and more reckless, ill-advised ventures. Last year he even tried opening a factory in Switzerland to compete with Swiss chocolatiers, but there was no market for porter chocolates in Europe. He knew this, and yet in his arrogance, and at the poor advice of his directors, he went ahead with it. Now that factory is about to fold, and all of Porter Chocolate's with it. You don't really expect me to believe that. It's true. That's why he and Edith have been burning the candle at both ends, trying to salvage what they can. He's got a few weeks to try and fix it. If he can't, he'll lose everything. I had my suspicions after visiting the factory. The laid-off workers, the resumes for new marketing directors. It all hinted at Father's troubles. But the real clincher was finding Lady Charlotte's letter on his desk the other night. He was counting on her money to save the company, but in the end, she chose not to invest. Mother turns from me at this news, her whole frame shuddering. I don't care. Mother? I don't care if Edith's innocent. I want her dead. Any woman that gets close to Dwayne, I'll kill them all. She shoots me a baleful look, and I can't help but feel she's angry with me, blaming me for something. Mother, this obsession of yours over Father's infidelity, it's true, isn't it? The rumor. All those people who say, I'm not your real child. She stares at me haughtily, her upper lip quivering as I ask the question that's burned in me since childhood. Who is she? I swallow painfully. My birth mother.
I'll be so alone without you. Maybe you'll be lonesome too. Lie the ocean in a silver plate. See the jungle when it's wet with rain. Just remember till you're home again. You belong to me. You belong to me. You belong to me.